Next on Worcester News tonight, a National Grid worker trapped in his lift when a utility pole snaps. Plus, police chased down a man on foot. We spoke with the Good Samaritan who helped stop him. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. New tonight, hundreds of local veterans in need are expected to benefit from funding by the state. Massachusetts Attorney General Maura Healey announced Wednesday $350,000 in grant money will go to 4 organizations. One of those is here in Worcester, Community Legal Aid. 2 others are in Boston, and the 4th is in Gardner. According to the AG's office, veterans seeking health service benefits through the Department of Veteran Affairs healthcare system and other various needs will benefit from the funding. In Worcester, the Community Legal Aid will use the money to hire a project attorney to conduct legal training for several veteran communities. This is a 2-year grant program that will run through January 2019. The Central Massachusetts Coalition to End Human Trafficking hosts an event Wednesday night. The free program at Worcester State University was open to the public. Director Robin Curry says the goal of events like tonight's is to increase awareness of global human trafficking and finding ways to stop it. Curry says human trafficking comes in many forms, such as sexual exploitation, slave labor, and child soldiers. She hopes to see people around the world come together to combat the problem.
To work together, and it will take the whole world. It'll take a global community, and it's going to take a lot of different areas that we're going to have to look at besides legislation and besides fundraising and things like that. And hopefully tonight is where it starts, right here in this room. That's my intention.
In Worcester, the police department has been working to reduce crime and quality of life issues like prostitution. Last October, more than 20 arrests were made in a week-long prostitution sting. Switching gears now, a new wine and spirit store is set to open Thursday in Shrewsbury. Tonight, Total Wine and More held a private preview event giving tours of the store. This is its 3rd store in Massachusetts, featuring more than 8,000 wines, 3,000 spirits, and 2,500 beers. The Vice President of Public Affairs and Community Relations says they are happy to open a store in Shrewsbury and provide employment to local people.
Each store that we open has between 45 and 55, somewhere around 50 or so team members. We're good for the local economy. We want to be part of the community, and so we want to be good for the local economy.
Again, the store opens to the public Thursday at 9 a.m. A National Grid employee was stuck in the air for more than an hour Wednesday. This all happened after a down power line trapped the man inside a construction lift. The worker did not suffer any injuries. Our Catherine Andrioli was on scene today in Westboro and has the details.
A close call for a National Grid worker who was rescued after being trapped under a utility pole in Westboro Wednesday morning.
Bucket came in contact with the pole, bumped the pole. It slid it to an angle. It's resting up against the boom, as you can see. There is a gentleman still stuck in the boom. Police
say National Grid was doing work on the pole along Route 135 when it snapped at the base, trapping the worker inside a construction bucket for more than an hour.
It was an older pole, and it came down, pinned one of the utility workers in the bucket, and the wires came down across the roadway.
Claw trucks were brought in to grab hold of the utility pole, which was resting against the construction bucket. First responders say it was a dangerous situation that could have been a lot worse.
So they were able to isolate this pole very easily. There's a pole back at Route 9 that the 3 power lines run back to. They isolated it there.
I mean, anything can be energized. The wires were down. If they landed on one of the guardrails, these are metal guardrails, they conduct the electricity. Somebody could get electrocuted if they were leaning. Even if they were a distance away, they still could get electrocuted.
The worker was not hurt, but police say construction incidents involving electricity can be deadly if they are not handled carefully.
You always worry something like that could happen. I think there was also another operator in the truck, so you're always concerned about that.
In Westboro, Catherine Andrioli, Worcester News Tonight.
An alleged foot chase in Worcester ended Wednesday afternoon thanks to the help of a nearby witness. People working in the area of Gardner and Southbridge Streets say they saw a young man running from Worcester police around 2 this afternoon. It's unclear why the man was being chased. Ernie Brown says he saw the man running and knew he needed to help police.
Walked behind the gray car and I waited for him to get up there, and I just jumped out and stopped him in between the 2 vehicles, him up against the car, and waited for the police to come and grab him.
Still no word on if the man is facing any charges. Staying in Worcester, police recovered a loaded gun and marijuana after a foot chase Tuesday evening. Police say the incident happened on Oberlin Street. Police responded to a call of two teenage men walking around the area with a gun. Police say they located the suspects and were able to stop one man. The other ran from police and was holding a gun in his right hand. Officers were forced to tackle the juvenile to the ground after he punched one officer in the face. Both 16-year-old men are now facing multiple charges. A traffic stop by Massachusetts State Police led to a major cocaine bust in Sturbridge. The driver, 28-year-old Joshua Roldan of Boston, was found with a kilo of cocaine. State Police, say Roldan attempted to flee until he was ultimately arrested. He's now facing multiple charges, including trafficking cocaine and resisting arrest. Warmer temperatures in the forecast brings concerns about ice safety. A local fire department says this winter has made the ice very fragile, making it dangerous for anyone going out on it. Our Rosalind Flaherty explains.
Ice fishermen at Rutland State Park working against the warmer weather Wednesday. Firefighters say the days for activities like this are numbered.
As far as we're concerned, stay off the ice.
Dave Martell is a captain in the Brookfield Fire Department. He says this winter there's been evidence of weaker ice on area lakes and ponds.
As it freezes and thaws multiple times, it makes the ice more brittle and fragile and makes it more dangerous for anybody that goes out there.
Captain Martell says Brookfield has not had to make any rescues this season, but they are always prepared.
We have several suits that'll keep the rescuer afloat and warm and dry. We have our sled that we use to get out there and bring a victim back.
If you do fall through the ice, Martell says try not to panic and grab onto the ice shelf.
Don't expel a lot of energy flailing around and just try to call for help.
Earlier this month, 2 Westboro men died while riding snowmobiles on Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire. Matthew Graves is on the board of directors for the Snowmobile Association of Massachusetts and says if you have a snowmobile, stay off the ice and stick to trails.
There's a complete trail system, both north and south of Route 9. And north Route 9, you can go all the way up to New Hampshire.
He says there are no official trails going over any bodies of water
Because of the risk.
Captain Martell says if you do go out on the ice to ice fish or play games, you will not be able to do so for much longer.
I think it's probably the end of the recreational ice season for the year.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
While many are happy about the spring-like temperatures in February, those who cannot ice skate had the warmer weather to blame. A group of people from various countries were hoping to try ice skating for the first time Wednesday, but they were one day short. The city was forced to close the Worcester Common Oval Rink today instead of Sunday because the ice was melting.
I was excited to bring them ice skating. Most of these students have never been ice skating before, and I planned a field trip and I was hoping for a warm day ice skating, but unfortunately it's so warm that there's no ice for us to skate on.
The city did have activities planned all week for school vacation at the ice rink, but we're told the ice sculptor will still be coming Thursday to make Patriots quarterback Tom Brady.